Hello again, and welcome to our second week of exploring shared leadership in a global world. As you know, I'm Dr. Robert White, and I will start by highlighting strategic leadership in volatile, complex, uncertain, and ambiguous environments and times. So we can not only survive, but actually thrive in these VUCA times. So basically, I want to explore what VUCA stands for, basically. So VUCA stands for volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity. It's actually a concept originally developed by the U.S. military to describe the challenges faced in the post-Cold War era. However, it has since been adopted in various fields, including business and leadership, to understand and navigate the complexities of the modern world. VUCA captures the idea that the current environment is characterized by rapid changes, unpredictability, interconnectedness, and really a lack of clear information that requires organizations and leaders to adapt and respond effectively. Um, so let's delve into each component of VUCA and its implications. Um, for leadership, and then I'll talk about how we can leverage this understanding for our needs of educationalists and educational leaders. So volatility refers to the nature and speed of change in the environment. It signifies the unpredictable and unstable nature of events and conditions. So basically, in a volatile environment, organizations and leaders need to be agile, adaptable, and capable of responding quickly to sudden shifts and disruptions. Then the second, uncertainty. So uncertainty refers to the lack of predictability and the inability to accurately forecast future events or outcomes. It arises from incomplete or ambiguous information and can create challenges in decision making and planning. Organizations and leaders need to develop the ability to gather and analyze data, um, scenario planning, and make informed decisions in the face of that uncertainty. Then we move into complexity. Complexity refers to the intricate and interconnected nature of systems, relationships, and problems. It involves multiple factors, variables, and dependencies that can make it challenging to understand and address issues comprehensively. So organizations and leaders need to embrace systems thinking, develop holistic perspectives, and build collaborative networks to navigate these complex challenges effectively. And then ambiguity. Ambiguity refers to the lack of clarity or multiple interpretations of events, situations, or information. It creates confusion, making it difficult to ascertain the right course of action. Organizations and leaders need to foster an environment that encourages creativity, experimentation, and learning from failure to deal with ambiguity effectively. So I do want to reiterate that we have to be willing to take risks. We have to be willing to experiment, and then we have to realize that failure is a learning opportunity. So we can't avoid that. So VUCA has profound implications for organizations and leadership in volatile environments. Strategic flexibility. VUCA demands organizations to be flexible in their strategies and operations. They need to be capable of adapting and adjusting quickly to changes in, uh, technology, student needs, markets, customer needs, and other external factors. Um, then really it demands risk management. VUCA environments are characterized by increased risks and uncertainties. Effective leaders must have strong risk management skills and be able to identify potential threats, assess their impact, and develop strategies to mitigate the risks. So I want to once again, moving beyond responding to the risks, but foreseeing the risks and putting strategies in place to mitigate those risks. Then you have to be innovative and agile. So innovation and agility is crucial in strategic planning and thriving in VUCA time. So the VUCA environment provides opportunities for innovation. Leaders need to foster a culture of innovation, encourage experimentation, and empower employees, um, uh, teachers, students to come up with creative solutions to address challenges and seize emerging opportunities. So, the fourth aspect is decision making uh, during volatile times. So, VUCA requires leaders to make decisions in the absence of complete information. They must be able to, leaders must be able to analyze available data, rely on intuition and experience, and make timely decisions to respond to changing circumstances. And then, even though you make those decisions, you have to engage in adaptive leadership. So leaders in VUCA environments need to be adaptable and open to change. Just because you start down a path doesn't mean you have to stay on that path. Leaders during these times need to possess strong communication skills, empathy, and the ability to motivate and inspire their teams during times of uncertainty and ambiguity. So overall, VUCA highlights the need for organizations and leaders to embrace change, be proactive in addressing challenges, and cultivate a mindset of continuous learning and innovation to thrive in today's dynamic world. So, I want to look at the characteristics of effective leadership in volatile environments. So it starts with being visionary. So visionary and strategic thinking is at the root of strategic leadership and effective leadership. So effective leaders in volatile environments possess a clear vision of the desired future and can think strategically to anticipate potential disruptions and identify opportunities during that uncertainty. So agility, and adaptability plays a crucial role. So leaders must be agile and adaptable to quickly respond to changing circumstances, adjust strategies, and make timely decisions. You can't get stuck in a rut, so to say. So you have to always be willing to adjust your strategies in a timely manner. Uh, Leaders need to be open to new ideas, embrace change, and encourage flexibility within their teams as well. And the teams have to be uh, empowered to also be uh, adaptable and agile. And then, of course, it's resilience. Um, Resilience and emotional intelligence plays a key role. Resilient leaders can bounce back from setbacks and maintain a positive attitude amidst challenges. And they also possess high emotional intelligence, allowing them to understand and manage their not only their own emotions but effectively navigate the emotions of their team members. And then, of course, engaging in collaboration and empowerment. The effective leader fosters a collaborative environment where team members feel empowered to contribute their ideas and expertise. So once again, think about shared leadership and what that needs to entail. And collaboration and empowerment is crucial. So really, the effective leader promotes teamwork, trust, and open communication to navigate complex situations collectively. Um, and then, looking at strategies for navigating and leading through crisis and disruption. So we've all experienced a few years of crisis and disruption, so we can reflect back on that, what worked, what didn't work. But basically, the proactive crisis management deals with leaders needing to develop robust crisis management plans in advance, not not after the crisis occurs, but the strategic leader, the effective leader during VUCA times really develops crisis management plans in advance, including clear roles and responsibilities, communication strategies, and contingency plans. They must also continuously monitor the environment, potential disruptions, and be prepared to activate the plans swiftly. So transparent communication plays a crucial role. So if you are, the next crisis we're in, and we're leading teams and leading educational organizations, we have to, during these crises and disruptions, we need to maintain transparent and consistent communication with stakeholders. Did that occur during COVID? Some places yes, maybe some places no. So it's ability to reflect on that and look at how can we be more transparent um, in our communication processes. So this includes providing regular updates, sharing relevant information, and addressing concerns to build trust and maintain credibility. Of course, it's always easier to manage crisis and lead through crisis if there's trust and credibility. So maintaining trust and building your credibility is crucial in being an effective leader during volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous times. So always having a learning orientation. So as a school leader, as a leader of any organization, we really want to be um, the lead learner. Okay, so always having that learning orientation. So effective leaders encourage a learning mindset. They not only have their own learning mindset, they encourage the learning mindset in others and within their teams. They promote a culture of continuous improvement, and they facilitate post-crisis evaluations. Uh, After action reports, post-crisis evaluations to identify lessons learned and implement changes to enhance that organizational resilience the next time around. So concepts such as agility, resilience, and adaptability in leadership is absolutely crucial. So let's break those down a little bit. So agility refers to ability to respond quickly and effectively to changing circumstances. The agile leader embraces flexibility, embraces experimentation, and are willing to adjust strategies and tactics as needed. And we'll talk later on about open mindsets, growth mindsets, the ability to change, not only to be a reflective after action report, but be a reflexive during action change. So being reflective looks back at what occurred. Being reflexive takes in the data as it's occurring and makes adjustments on the go. And then that hopefully supports resilience. So resilience basically refers to the ability to recover from setbacks, adapt to change, and bounce back stronger after the setback. So resilience leaders maintain a positive mindset, learn from their failures, and provide support to their teams during challenging times. And I have to reiterate that we learn from failure. We will have successes, we will have failures. No one's 100% perfect uh, type of thing. Failures are not something to run away from, but to learn through and realize we're going to have it. Not everything's going to work. We have to learn from those processes, and that really underpins adaptability. So adaptability is the capacity to adjust and thrive in new and uncertain situations. Adaptable leaders are open-minded, embrace change, and seek out opportunities for growth and innovation. So basically, let me try to put that into some practical tips for decision making and communication during volatile periods. So in decision making, there's a couple processes we can engage in. First, we need to gather relevant information. So we need to know what is relevant information. So we seek out diverse perspectives, gather data from multiple sources, and conduct thorough analysis before making a decision. Doesn't mean it takes a long time, but it means that we need to be able to name the data and evidence we need, know how we're going to analyze it, and make a decision based on it. And then we have to embrace that agility, be prepared to adjust decisions as new information emerges. So we've had information, we've made a decision, new information comes in, we're going to readdress that decision and make changes as needed. So we have to be open to alternative approaches at all times. And then we have to consider potential outcomes, anticipate different scenarios and their potential impact, and evaluate the risks and benefit of each option. And then we need to engage in strong communication. So communication is crucial in leadership at all times and paramount in leadership during volatile times. So you have to be be transparent, um, communicate openly and honestly with stakeholders about the situation, and and just be very upfront. Um, you know, be honest with stakeholders about the situation, the risks, and the possible outcomes. Provide context, help others understand the rationale behind the decisions and the actions, ensuring they comprehend the bigger picture. So you're that holistic strategic thinker. You have to engage in strong acts of communication to ensure that other people understand the rationale and buy into that rationale. And then to do that, you have to be an active listener. So really paying attention to the concerns and feedback of team members and stakeholders and respond empathically to their needs. So remember, effective leadership in volatile environments requires a combination of strategic thinking, adaptability, resilience, effective communication to navigate crises and disruption successfully. So it's really about mindsets is what I want to turn your attention to. So developing a mindset for adapting to changing circumstances is at the root of strategic leadership and the success of leadership during uncertain times. So mindsets play a crucial role in navigating volatile environments as it shapes how leaders perceive and respond to challenges and uncertainties. One particular mindset is relevant in leadership is the growth mindset. So there's either a growth mindset or the closed mindset. We might be have a and there's a bit of a continuum there. Some situations we might have the growth mindset might come easily, and in other ones the closed mindset comes. So we have to eventually cultivate a growth mindset, being that lead learner, having a learning mindset at all times. So really, the growth mindset was popularized by a psychologist, Carol Dweck, who believed that one's ability and intelligence can be developed through dedication, hard work, and learning from failure. It contrasts with a fixed mindset, which believes that skills and traits are innate and unchangeable. The relevance of the growth mindset in leadership lies in its emphasis on continuous learning, resilience, and adaptability. Leaders with a growth mindset tend to embrace change and uncertainty, view setbacks as opportunities for growth, and encourage the development of their team members and empower their team members to engage with experimentation. And then really the leader cultivates growth mindsets in their team. So whether you're a school leader, a classroom teacher, whatever your role is, it's about encouraging a growth mindset across it and at all levels. So there are strategies for developing a mindset that embraces change and uncertainty, or as Dweck called it, growth mindset. So to cultivate it's about cultivating self-awareness. Understand your own beliefs, biases, and reactions to change and uncertainty. Recognize any fixed mindset tendencies you may have and consciously work on shifting them towards a growth mindset, towards constantly learning, towards being that lead learner, and then embodying that in your educational setting. So embrace a learning mindset, encourage a culture of continuous learning within your organization, within your classroom, within your community, foster curiosity, provide opportunities for skill development, and really support experimentation and learning from failure. We should not hide from failure. We should not be acting like it never happens. We really have to embrace it and what we can learn from it. So reframe failure and setbacks is really a key aspect of effective leadership. Um, it's really about encouraging a positive perspective on failure by viewing it as a valuable learning experience. And this is true right across the board, and even in classroom teaching is really reframing failure for your learner will go a tremendous way in developing resiliency, developing a growth mindset, and adaptability and agility in changing environments. One thing is constant, and that's change, and how we see it is crucial in sustainable development. So you really need to help your team, your learners understand that setbacks are not permanent and that they can learn, grow, and improve from these setbacks. So encourage calculated risk taking, create an environment where calculated risks are encouraged and celebrated. Support your team members in taking on challenging projects and provide them with the necessary resources and support to learn from those projects. Successful or failed projects all have learning opportunities that help us continually develop. So let's look at some examples of a mindset shifts that enable leaders to thrive in volatile environments. So basically, from fear to of failure to embracing experimentation. So I want to reiterate that. We move from a fear of failure to embracing experimentation and empowering our teams to experiment. So instead of fearing failure, leaders with a growth mindset encourage experimentation and view failure as learning opportunities. Um, they create a safe environment where team members feel empowered to take calculated risks and learn from the outcomes. Um, then we move from a fixed plans to adaptive strategies. So it's not set in concrete. We want to move away from that concept of here's the plan and we're going to stick to it no matter what, to adaptive strategies. So in volatile environments, leaders need to shift from rigid fixed plans to adaptive strategies. They embrace flexibility and adjust their plans as new information emerges, enabling them to respond swiftly to changing circumstances as needed. Then we want to move from problem focused to solution focused. Rather than dwelling on problems and obstacles, leaders with a growth mindset focus on finding solutions. Uh, they encourage their team members to think creatively, explore different options, and generate innovative solutions to navigate challenges effectively. And then we can move from resistance to change to embracing change. So we want to move from resistance to change to embracing change. Leaders with a growth mindset embrace change as an opportunity for growth and improvement. They proactively seek out new ideas, technologies, and approaches and encourage their team members to adapt and embrace change with a positive mindset. So, by developing a growth mindset and implementing these mindset shifts, leaders can better navigate volatile environments, inspire their teams, and drive positive change with impulse responses. So, so that'll be the activity that you'll find on Canvas. But to wrap up this lecture, I just really want to conclude with, um, kind of reiterating the importance of strategic thinking. So, strategic thinking in VUCA times is not just a valuable trait for leaders. It's actually it is an essential mindset and approach that drives success in today's dynamic world. The VUCA framework highlights the challenges of volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity that organizations face. So, as a leader, to navigate these challenges, you must possess strategic thinking skills and embrace the concepts and strategies that I've discussed previously. So, effective leadership in volatile environments demands a visionary perspective, agility, adaptability, resilience, and collaboration. Leaders need to proactively manage crises, communicate transparently, and fostering a learning orientation within their organizations. Um, an effective leader must also cultivate a growth mindset that emphasizes continuous learning, resilience, and adaptability during all of these changes. We'll only engage in sustainable development if we embrace continuous learning, resilience, and adaptability. So, strategic leadership plays a significant role in volatile environments. It enables leaders to anticipate and respond to disruptions, identify opportunities amidst uncertainty, adapt strategies, and make informed evidence, and data-driven decisions. By applying the strategies and concepts discussed here, leaders can drive employee engagement, learner engagement, student engagement, community engagement. Transparent communication, a growth mindset, and agile strategies create an environment where people feel empowered to contribute, to adapt, and to thrive in the face of change. So strategic thinking in VUCA times is not about merely surviving, it's really about thriving. It empowers leaders and organizations to embrace change, navigate the complexities, and seize emerging opportunities. By adapting a strategic mindset and implementing the strategies and concepts outlined in this lecture, leaders can really steer their organization towards success. They can build resilience and they can create a culture of continuous growth and innovation. So during VUCA times, strategic thinking becomes the compass that guides leaders towards a brighter and more adaptable future.